Have you ever noticed how envy, that silent and devastating force, can destroy relationships, undermine success, and even affect our emotional well-being? And the worst part, it often comes from where we least expect it. It's intriguing to think that the simple act of sharing an achievement or a happy moment can attract this negative energy. But why does this happen? The truth is, envy is not just a feeling, it's a powerful weapon that can attack us invisibly. And, as much as many people think they are immune, the reality is quite different. The good news? There is a solution. And no, I'm not talking about avoiding envy, because that's impossible. The key is in how we protect ourselves from it. Imagine being able to shield your life from these attacks, using a powerful prayer that not only wards off envy but also strengthens your faith and ensures you keep thriving, regardless of negative looks. If you've ever felt that something was wrong, even when everything seemed fine, or noticed that your progress came to a halt without explanation, this could be the answer you've been looking for. Every day begins with powerful potential, especially when anchored in prayer. Imagine starting your day with a blessing, asking for protection, and guiding every step. There's something transformative about knowing that by the end of the day, gratitude replaces exhaustion. It's like planting a seed of serenity right when you wake up. And this prayer becomes even more meaningful when we remember that key areas of our lives are frequently under spiritual attack, often due to envy. The sentimental aspect, for example, is a constant target. In this context, prayer is not just a request but a protection. Throughout the day, as we engage in our tasks, sentimental and emotional challenges can become a source of wear and tear. Have you noticed how small arguments in relationships can unexpectedly escalate? Often, it's the invisible weight of envy, that negative energy that infiltrates silently. Asking for protection first thing in the morning is like raising an invisible shield around you, preventing these external attacks from affecting your emotional well-being. By adopting this daily practice, a person creates a powerful habit of spiritually shielding themselves. They enter a continuous state of vigilance, as if putting on armor that resists blows from outside. And the most interesting part, the gratitude that arises at the end of the day is living proof that this protection worked. Feeling grateful, even in the face of challenges, is the divine response to a protected and serene heart. And when we talk about spiritual protection, there's always something deeper to consider. When we talk about sentimental life, it's like walking through a minefield. It's where people are most vulnerable, and envy finds fertile ground. Feelings, by nature, are delicate, and envy can infiltrate like a silent shadow, destroying relationships before the person even realizes it. And the truth is, this vulnerability is often exploited by those around us, whether friends or even acquaintances on social media. God's protection is essential to maintaining emotional sanity amid so many judgmental looks. One of the most common examples of this is the effect envy can have on couples. Have you ever noticed how suddenly a seemingly solid relationship starts to crumble for no clear reason? Malicious comments, often made with smiles, can be the beginning of an emotional downfall. That's the trap. Praying for protection against sentimental envy is an act of internal strengthening, of refusing to let these external looks have power over the happiness and love you're building. Want to dive even deeper into biblical topics like this? Check out our exclusive ebook in the comments. It offers detailed analysis and spiritual reflections that complement this video. Don't miss out. Download your copy right now. But how can you protect yourself from something so abstract? The first step is recognizing the signs. That feeling that something is wrong, even when everything seems fine. At that moment, raising your voice in prayer and asking God to shield your heart and feelings is a powerful action. Your sentimental life cannot be an open field for just anyone to come in and destroy. With prayer, you become the guardian of this sacred space. And thus, the next step is understanding how envy can come from where we least expect it. Envy is an invisible force but with a devastating impact, especially in personal relationships. It often infiltrates through the closest circles, like family, friends, or even those who follow us on social media. A very common example is with couples who share happy moments online. Suddenly, seemingly harmless comments begin to undermine the happiness of that relationship. It's as if the mere act of exposing joy attracts a cloud of negativity that gradually corrodes the union. The dynamic of social media has intensified this problem. Posting a photo or a happy moment can, without the person realizing, awaken the darkest side of those watching. Sometimes, what starts with a like turns into envious energy that directly affects the connection between two people. That's the danger of living in such a connected age. That's why prayer and divine protection become even more crucial. Asking God to remove all envy that arises from those curious looks is like building a fortress around what is most precious. Many may think the solution is to stay away from social media, but the truth is, the problem isn't just there. Envy can arise anywhere, and what really matters is how you protect yourself spiritually. Seeking this shield, not just for the relationship but for life in general, is what will make all the difference. When you understand the real impact of envy, especially from those close to you, you begin to realize the importance of seeking refuge in daily prayer. And thus, it becomes clear that the gaze of others can be more powerful than we imagine. The power of an envious look is something many people underestimate, but it's real and can cause silent damage. Envy often comes through what others see and interpret, especially when a person is in the spotlight. Where the eyes rest, envy can take root, and if divine protection is absent, this negative energy begins to silently destroy what has been built. Who hasn't heard of the evil eye? It's precisely this subtle force that, when left unchecked, spreads. A practical example of this happens in family gatherings or social events. Sometimes, it only takes one person watching your success or happiness from afar for discomfort to start appearing for no apparent reason. Envy is born in that prolonged and loaded gaze, even if veiled. And when spiritual protection is absent, the person becomes vulnerable to these attacks. Protecting yourself in prayer is like placing a barrier between you and these malicious looks, ensuring that nothing from the outside can corrupt the inside. But how do you protect yourself from something so invisible? The secret is not to rely solely on your own strength. Recognizing the need to ask God for protection is the first step. Faith acts as a shield, diverting these looks and their intentions. And the closer a person gets to God, the harder it becomes for envy to take root. Thus, prayer becomes an indispensable tool in the fight against these silent attacks. And now that we understand the origin of the evil eye, it's essential to know how faith can be our greatest defense. Protection through faith is the only safe way to shield our hearts from emotional and sentimental harm. When you put your trust in God, you create an unbreakable barrier that prevents negative energies, like envy, from affecting your life. People may try, the world may conspire, but nothing can penetrate this spiritual fortress. It's as if, through prayer, you are placing an invisible fence around the most vulnerable areas of your life. Trust in God is the foundation that sustains this protection. But it's not enough to just ask for protection and continue living as if nothing is happening. Faith requires action. For example, besides praying, it's important to be aware of signs that envy may be lurking. Avoiding sharing intimate details of your sentimental life with those who don't have your best interest at heart is already a big step. Prayer not only wards off evil but also gives you discernment to identify who may be bringing that negative energy. Those who trust in God also trust in the ability to protect themselves from external influences. And when challenges come, because they always do, faith acts as an anchor. Daily prayer not only offers protection against external forces but also strengthens the spirit internally, allowing you to face each difficulty with serenity and strength. And so, with each new day, you feel more prepared to deal with whatever comes your way. By understanding that divine protection is the key to overcoming any adversity, it becomes clear that there are more layers of protection to explore, such as the power of God's Word. Reciting Psalm 121 is like opening a window to divine protection. Every word of this psalm echoes the promise that God is always by our side, guarding every step and protecting us from all harm. Imagine starting your day with these powerful words, reaffirming that the Lord is the one who guards your coming and going, now and forever. This prayer not only asks for protection but declares that God is already working in your life, shielding you from negative influences, whether visible or invisible. An example of this is when someone faces moments of uncertainty or fear. Reciting Psalm 121 brings immediate comfort, as a reminder that you are not alone. Many have reported feeling an inexplicable peace when repeating these words in the midst of emotional storms. It's as if each verse envelopes you in a mantle of security, an invisible shield that blocks any attack of envy or malice. Those who walk with God walk protected, and this is the truth this psalm delivers. The strength of this psalm goes beyond individual protection. When recited together, in moments of collective prayer, like a great faith event, its power multiplies. Imagine a crowd gathered in Fortaleza, joining their voices in a chorus of faith and protection, asking God to guard their lives and hearts. The spiritual impact of such a powerful prayer in unity is immeasurable. And after reciting Psalm 121, there's another great step to further strengthen this protection. A significant prayer event is approaching in Fortaleza, and there couldn't be a more opportune time to strengthen faith and protect yourself against the spiritual forces that affect our lives. The importance of collective prayer, where hundreds of voices unite in search of protection and healing, is unparalleled. This type of gathering has a profound impact on the lives of those who participate, creating an atmosphere of unity and faith that few experience. People leave renewed, with a sense of peace and protection that stays with them for a long time. If you've never attended an event like this, imagine the power of being surrounded by people with the same purpose, to seek divine protection against all evil. It's as if each prayer adds to the other, creating a spiritual chain so strong that there's no room for envy or any negative energy. Those who have been present at such events know how much it transforms not only spiritual life but also strengthens relationships, brings emotional and even physical healing. This event in Fortaleza will be a milestone for all who seek this protection. A moment to leave worries behind, focus on faith, and renew the connection with God. Being in this prayer environment is like ensuring spiritual armor to face daily challenges. The power of prayer is real, and this is the perfect opportunity for those who wish to protect their lives and families. And when you participate in such an event, you realize that this is just part of the journey to spiritually strengthen yourself. Now that you know the power of prayer against envy, it's time to apply it in your life. Do you feel that areas of your life are being affected by external forces? Prayer is the key to protecting yourself and shielding your achievements. Start now and see how everything around you begins to align. Leave a comment sharing how this prayer has helped you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning about how to strengthen your faith. May God always protect you.